All right, Shalom. Just continuing on from that part one that I just uploaded. All right. But, again, maintain the spirit of your mind, man. All right. Maintain the spirit of your mind when you are going through these things, man. All right. Because, our initial reactions, all right, are simply a byproduct of the very same things that we're thinking. So your initial reaction when we experience these particular trials or tribulations, etc., oftentimes play a pivotal role in how you conduct yourself, not only with that situation, but because of that situation. Your demeanor, your attitude, your mood for the day, right? So this is very critical, very simple, but, you have to be reminded of these particular scriptures and go through the many different stories and examples of our forefathers, all right, in the scriptures, man. Okay. And so to finalize this part two, all right, which we was just going into, all right, with verse 12, okay, and don't think it's strange, all right, maintaining the spirit of your mind, all right, because, one, it's all prophecy, okay, it's prophesied that we will go through these things, it's prophesied that the Lord will make a way for us, it's prophesied that we will be tried, it's prophesied that we will have to maintain our faith in it, right? But even furthermore, we have to rejoice in it. All right. Verse 13, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. All right. You see that? And so that's what, ultimately, it's not just about being able to maintain the mental stability, to not emotionally respond or to not be hasty in your responses or whatever the case is, especially in these times that we're approaching where all hell is about to break loose, man. Okay. But furthermore, not just to be stable in your mind, but to be able to rejoice and thank and praise Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakwadash, man. All right. To be able to be cheerful about it. All right. And, that's very hard for us because we don't like going through those things, man. All right. We don't like even dealing with the simplest of the matters, man. And as with anything, as we have known in time past, to be a particular situation, whatever the case is. And like we may mention, that could affect your mood. It can affect how you respond, right? Even on as they say, on a subconscious level, and that's why we do everything by the Spirit. All right. Rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. All right. Hey, there's another scripture, all right, that makes mention. All right. Let me just pull it right up, man. And everything give thanks. All right. 1 Thessalonians 5:18, and everything give thanks, for this is the will of Yahweh in Hamashiach Yahushai concerning you. All right. Again, further expounding on the point or the notion of, okay, you can be prepared to deal with something and you have the mental fortitude to do so, but handling it in a positive manner, in a righteous vibration towards Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So that way you're not being hasty. So that way you're not allowing your judgment to be clouded, right, by emotional responses or an emotional thought process that came just because of a byproduct of the situation. Just because of a negative experience does not mean that we negatively respond, right? Just because Jake gets carnal doesn't mean that we get carnal, right? So again, just harping on that, in the spirit of your mind, man. All right. Because there are men that have been in this thing 15, 25 years, 35 years. All right. Some men 1 month, some men 1 year. All right. It's all the same thing. It's all a battle of the minds, if you will. Battle of the spirits, with the scripture say, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, right, but against principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. And so this is a constant thing. All right. That has to be reiterated. And that's why, when you even think of the ministry, 90% of the ministry, hitting highways and hedges and, doing your lessons and all of that is based off of the foundational principles of the milk of Yahushua, and then you got that 10%, which I'm just using it as an analogy, right? We know it's greater than that, but you got that 10%. That's the meteor matters, right? But that 10% is a large, chunky piece, of the puzzle. The meat, the extensive history, right? The magnitude of some of the parallels and the dark sayings of the scriptures, which bundle it all together. All right, but most of it is just is simple, man. As the elders and apostles often say, man, it's simple. It's very simple, man, to be in this truth, to understand it. It's not a hard dynamic. All right, but because of the demonic presence of this world and the demons and the blindness that ultimately Yahweh Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakai Kodash has put upon the people, all right, it seems like an almost impossible task, But yeah, that was just, it was just harping on those two verses, and even as a side note, I mean that's another common trend, man. Harping on particular verses, that we were first introduced to, like certain brothers been doing, getting back to the basics, things of that nature, because now the spirit of our minds are such a higher vibration, in the way that we viewed things or responded to things a year ago or 6 months ago or whenever, so even revisiting some of these basic scriptures, can be not only edifying to yourself when you re-examine, right, but also when you when you're prophesying your testimonies by way of these videos, because it gives a different thought and everybody's different, everybody's different in the manner of how they perceive, receive, how they think, right, how they handle certain things, and so yeah, man, the point has been made, so Salakia, I cut this into two parts video. I had to cut off the first one, but until next time, we say shalom.